when Joe first came to me, and there were several things I looked for. Well, of course, I looked for smarts. But at Stanford, you don't have to worry about that. The admission procedures take care of it. So you kind of say, okay, you get through the door, you must be smart. But then you ask about what Angela Duckworth calls grit. Grit is a combination of passion about what you're doing and perseverance in what you're doing. And Joe had both of those, I thought. But the most important thing that he had was a calling. He had a sense of what academic institutions were all about, and that he was going to act in them in a way that's appropriate as he has learned it. That's a very important sense, and it's a big part of Quixote. Quixote said, "Yo sé quién soy." I know who I am. He knew who he was. He knew what his inner identity was. Well, I had the sense, and I think I was right, that Joe also knew who he was. And he knew what academia was. And if you will pardon me, I will read the kind of thing that Joe and I talked about. An educational institution is only incidentally a market. It is more essentially a temple dedicated to knowledge and a human spirit of inquiry. It is a place where learning and scholarship are revered, not primarily for what they contribute to personal or social well-being, but for the vision of humanity that they symbolize, sustain, and pass on. Søren Kierkegaard said that any religion that could be justified by its useful consequences was hardly a religion. In a similar way, education and scholarship only become truly worthy of their names when they are embraced as arbitrary matters of faith, not as matters of usefulness. Education is a vision, not a production facility. It is a commitment, not a choice. Students are not customers, they are acolytes. Teaching is not a job, it is a sacrament. And research is not an investment, it is a testament. That's the kind of person Joe was. Those are the kinds of things that he understood, that going forward, he knew who he was. And I think that's right. The time has shown that Joe sabe quién él es. He knows who he is. And that is a very important thing. Success is nice, but knowing who you are and living by the rules of your identity are much more important.